Were we recording all that?
Wait.
Not in the quality mode.
Not with good audio, not with quality.
Yeah, now we are out.
Do we need good audio? Do we need quality?
We're gonna send it.
I think that's okay. If they live in India, they're Indians. What else could you possibly call them?
I swear to God, I remember something like this in history where they we called them Indians because they thought they were in India, right?
Is
that real?
The Native Americans in America, the U.S. Yeah. That's weird. We called them Indians too, but
because they thought they landed in India.
They thought they were in India. They're like, look, Indians.
But
if you're from India, you're also an Indian. What else could you possibly be?
What did they call their country?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably something we can't understand.
Is it India? Does it sound like
India? That's a really good question. I actually have no. What is India? What is India pronounced in Indian?
Because there's some countries where it's like our pronunciation is completely different than theirs.
Even Germany, right?
Oh, Deutschland.
Yeah.
How did we get to Germany from their actual name?
I don't know, but we gave them that name, I guess, and they have to use it.
It's like in Spanish class where they give you your Spanish name. I was Guillermo.
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama. That's exactly in my brain.
Hindustan.
Barack. What?
So I guess they should be Barashians.
Is there any explanation?
Hindustan. I like that.
Yeah.
Cord, the center camera's kind of messed up.
Sorry. Thank
So it looks like shit.
We
look good.
All this space here. We could put that's where we can green screen in the graphics on this side because we have some extra wall here.
Yeah.
But we don't have any extra money for green screen.
Oh shit.
Wait, did we do that?
Did we ever green screen the entire back of the? We've made jokes about it. I don't remember if we've ever actually done that. We should. It's here.
We can't afford it.
Oh God.
There's not enough people that support us on Patreon for us to.
You literally just drag the key onto the green, and it could be anything. It could be a prehistoric. There could be a dinosaur behind us right now.
Maybe.
I really hope there. Otherwise, we're like doing these little pauses.
Or maybe we saved the $40.
We're doing these little pauses to make time for like it being back there, and I really hope that there is.
Nothing.
Also, for anyone just listening,
there literally
to this,
won't be anything back there.
If people are listening to this, we could lie and just say that there's a green screen.
Yeah.
And there's stuff happening behind us.
They could probably hear the dinosaur though. They could hear the dinosaur.
Those are dinosaur
T-Rex.
noises.
What
Those
is
are great dinosaur noises.
The Sex Rex.
The T-Sex.
The T-Sex.
You missed it. It was right there.
You guys, you're going to have to stop driving your car. No, put the video on. Watch the video of the podcast while you're driving your car.
Tyranosaurusex.
Comment how fast you're going.
Boobasaurus.
I think
It's like Brontosaurus.
Okay, like
Brontosaurus.
This right now, God, it's so hard to keep the timeline straight. This right now, like, is a week before Opensauce, right?
We're
right
very close to Opensauce right now. This is the time. It's like unfortunate because I have been living in Opensauce for like 6 months, but everyone who attends Opensauce is living in Opensauce right now. Like even, I'm getting texts from sponsors and stuff that are like, oh, we want to do this and this and that, and it's like you actually can't tell me that right now. Like this is like right now when people are thinking about buying tickets and coming to Opensauce and what they're gonna do. We are like actually setting up to go like set the venue up. Yeah, so like everyone
up a separate warehouse.
Everyone lives in Opensauce right now, but I've been in it for like 6 months. So it's like everyone's like this is how I go to events too. Like last year we went to X Games after Opensauce, which is like giga sucked ass, by the way. And it's like the day of or the day before we bought a ticket. And so what happens is the entire event is like you're planning an event for nobody.
In the early stages, you're like putting it together,
and nobody's coming.
Right.
Like actually nobody's coming. Like the only thing we generally have is the featured creators. So it's like the only people coming to Opensauce are the featured creators.
So there's guaranteed going to be like 100 people there.
Yes. And then everyone buys tickets as you get close to the event. And so they also start thinking about it as you get close to the event.
Right.
So like, people are messaging now being like, oh, what do we were thinking of doing this and thinking of doing that. And I'm like, I can't even connect you to anybody right now because like what you're asking for is like so sort of low on the list of priorities of things to like, a wedding is like the only comparison I can have. Like imagine you're like prepping for your wedding and someone comes in like a day before and is like, oh, by the way, do you have any like vegan options for food? And they're like, I'm sorry, everything's on fire right now.
The caterer's already bought all the ingredients.
Right. It's like you booked everything months in advance and it's like you had the easiest job in this whole thing.
It's like they're literally cooking the food right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's so hard to describe the nightmare of this. Is like you are planning an event for everybody and you have to think about it like 8 months in advance. Mm-hmm. And then everyone thinks about it when the food is being cooked by the caterer. They come in and start asking for specific meals. And you're like, we can't do that. Like, I can't take somebody off of what they're doing to deal with this right now. Like you're insane. Like there's more important shit to do than what you should have done, a month ago or 2 months ago.
So it's too late to say that I only eat vegan food now.
You can drink the sterno.
Yeah. We have water and sterno fluid. I'm pretty sure sterno fluid has calories in it.
Oh,
yeah, it's alcohol.
Yeah.
If I don't have 3 avocados in the hotel room when I get there, I will actually have an allergic reaction to the air and I will die.
You, unfortunately, are gonna have to die. So it's just, it's like it's coming up super fast, and this is the worst part. Not because it's the hardest part; it's because when everyone else starts paying attention.
Like it was actually easier when nobody was like actually bothering you in the 8 months prior.
And that's
to this.
when they should have been bothering us, but nobody thinks about it until the very last minute. It's like how a lot of people drive. They see like traffic in front of them and they hit their brake at the last minute and then they have a freaking 90 car pile
like,
up.
Why did you stop?
Yeah.
Why did you just stop?
Why did you stop in front of me? And it's like
it's like the brake lights have been on for the last 20 seconds.
Yeah, but you're trying to gauge it because you're like, if they start going, I won't have to.
Well, you don't want the guy in front of you to the side of you to cut you off and get in front of you, right? So you got to wait till you got to
full
pace
speed
him.
until just the very last second. So is this harder or easier than last year then? Oh God, I don't even know what that laugh means.
I don't know. I actually don't know. I think that last year I was so stress saturated that it was. I couldn't even quantify it. It was like a saturated sensor, like
right?
The pressure,
like you couldn't. It's like, well, it could be 10, it could be 1 million.
Right.
Like we're
it should have been 1 million, but I can only feel 10. This year is, I think, kind of like a 10, and I can feel a 10. So I kind of am like, the ups and downs are like, I can't go into that like comatose state where I'm just like stress saturated. Like I think it's really actually the most horrifying thing I've ever done in my life, and I don't wish this upon anybody. Like you actually are trying to make something work without knowing what's going to happen at the end. Like, you don't know, like, how much food do you need? Well, guess what? You haven't sold all your tickets until like a week before the event. So it's like between now and a week from now, we could be like off the projections.
Well, if you've got for sure 100 featured creators and the limit for rotisserie chickens at Costco is 2 per customer.
Yeah.
And you can send every single person in.
We can rent a bus.
You get 200 rotisserie chickens, and that's got to be able to feed, 1,000 people?
I think so. I think realistically, you could feed 1,000 people with 200 rotisserie chickens. They would not be full, but they would be satiated generally.
Everyone gets a fifth of I mean, that's like a leg and a wing, and like,
that's
like,
actually when you say it like that, that's a great deal.
Yeah. I mean, that seems okay.
How many rotisserie chickens you guys got back there?
We need all of them. We need all of them right now.
It is horrifying. It is like we know what we're doing. We know how to do the event. And like if somebody gave you a total list of people, it wouldn't be bad. You'd be like, yeah, okay, great. You have, a wedding. You've got go to the wedding analogy because this is like, it feels like a wedding.
It's like a wedding where 10,000 people are invited.
Basically, a wedding with to fucking 200 weddings at the same time. What's happening, and then some people bail and whatnot. But here is like, I mean, you could be off by like hundreds or like 1,000, and so we generally overestimate because you don't want to underestimate. Like that's almost always bad. That's like,
Fire festival.
That's how
you get the tiny little ball pit at what was that? The fucking
DashCon.
DashCon, because they thought that only 2 people would show up, and more than 2 people show up.
Dude, honestly, looking at the DashCon picture, I like one of the most important things of events is lighting. Like this is why we didn't want to go to a convention center. That ball pit picture from DashCon looks so bad. Yeah, you got it.
You think it's mostly because of the light?
It's because
not the lighting
because
that's doing the heavy
look
lifting
how
in that
big,
picture.
dude. You could absolutely make that ball pit look 10 times better by just shutting the fucking lights off in that hall.
And just like have one overhead light and everything else is black behind it.
I have learned a lot.
It's like an art piece then.
Yes. Don't fill a space. Hide the space.
That's true. If people can't take pictures, then all they can complain with is their words, and it can always be exaggerated.
If they don't have a Sony A7S III, they're not getting a single photo at Opensauce.
Like, oh, there's only one tiny little ball pit, and it's like, okay, but like, how tiny was it really? Come on, it must have been.
There's no frame of reference.
Exactly.
You know?
Like we
it's
have
like the Willy Wonka thing.
Yeah,
the pop up.
I think here I have a request. Do you have time to put in an entire recreation of the Willy Wonka experience 1-to-1 as it was in the UK?
Yeah, I'm sure we could generate a big thing of vinyl posters and have them printed out week before. That's like the only way you could do it.
Can we put one of those in there right now?
We could probably just download their vinyl posters they printed out with AI.
What if you just printed full size pictures of those pictures? Like you just take the pictures of the event, print them as big as the wall, and then put them on the wall.
Put it like in a booth.
Yeah. And it'll be the Willy Wonka experience. Or like the Opensauce Willy Wonka experience. Where it's like you get to experience this specific event through these pictures and their life size.
That does actually seem like something we would do. Have you ever wanted to go to the Willy Wonka experience?
But like specifically that one that there's pictures of?
We can't recreate it exactly, so we've just printed it on 2-dimensional surfaces. Don't worry, it's exactly as shitty as the actual event was.
Can you imagine people like taking pictures with just a full-scale picture of that? Like, there's a poster of the girl Willy Wonka meth lab, and people are taking pictures in front of the picture.
There might still be time to do that. I don't know if that would be...
Could you get that in Tommy size?
I mean, we could, but maybe we could do that for the creator creator lounge, because it was Halloween themed last year, right? So maybe it'll be.
Well, YouTube is sponsoring it, and so we can't really do anything.
They don't want to do a Willy Wonka experience themed.
They have
lounge.
Strict brand guidelines, and I think that they would.
What brand guidelines?
I think no meth labs.
Scheme. Yeah, no knockoff Willy Wonka.
I was looking up like I think it was like Tesla coil parts the other day, and I just found porn. Like just straight up porn.
I was looking.
It was like Japanese, like massage, like moaning. I mean, maybe it technically wasn't porn.
Was this like
porn.
on AliExpress or
no on YouTube?
On YouTube.
So that's why I'm like, what brand guidelines? Sorry. I don't remember the exact search. I was just amazed because like this.
Well,
is the
I saw
first...
so many of them.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember exact. It was a while ago, but it was like I was looking up like something that I thought was pretty esoteric, like some topology, right? Like I was like push pull transistor Tesla coil something, and that was actually one of the results. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it probably was one of the suggested ones, not the like. You know how they like.
Oh yeah, it's on your recent search.
They give you 3 actual results, so then it's like for you.
Yeah, maybe I don't actually want to. No, I'm gonna still say it was YouTube's fault. It's still YouTube's fault that happened.
It just knows what you liked, and I mean, honestly, I think any of us would click on that because it's like a diamond in a rough.
Shouldn't it still know though that even those recommendations should be related to Tesla coils? I've seen so many Tesla coil videos. Why pick the Japanese pornography?
Maybe it said people who like Tesla coils
also
tend to like Japanese pornography.
What I'm saying is YouTube should fucking sponsor a Willy Wonka experience themed creator lounge.
There's way worse shit.
Write that down, YouTube.
What the fuck was I gonna say? I was searching for tweets, like Opensauce tweets. Like I was looking for people who tweeted about Opensauce last year, and like half the results are just like furry porn, and it has nothing to do with Opensauce.
Is that also based off your search history though?
No.
Was this on Twitter?
I think. Yeah, it was on Twitter.
Okay.
It was like I'd never seen. Every time you search for anything on Twitter, dude. Anytime you click on like the trending topics. You're like, oh, what is this? It's trending. You click on it. Porn.
No, it's so bad.
It's porn. It's just porn.
Twitter search, or not even search, but like clicking on trending.
Yeah, it's just porn.
It's a gamble. Anything.
Dude, Bakersfield was trending once, and I was like, of course I'm clicking on that porn. What? Who tags porn with
Yeah.
Bakersfield?
Bakersfield
Only on Twitter.
porn?
Click on hardcore porn.
Porn. And you're like, okay.
Every time, dude, this, you know how Twitter's bad? Every time I go on Twitter, I'm scared and I have to check my profile to make sure I didn't actually click or like anything.
Oh,
just from
my God,
scrolling through
yeah.
like the suggested, like whatever.
Yep. I
the
definitely
trending
have
searches.
accidentally clicked on stuff before, and I'm like, what is that? Like, what?
Yeah.
Or like followed people, and you're like, who is like?
I click
when
on the
did
trending
that
thing. I
happen?
scroll down. I'm like, ugh. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, did I accidentally
I should
like,
go look, make
especially
sure.
on your phone?
Are we gonna
you know?
Should
look
have
up
looked.
some
Should
Twitter
have
search
looked.
things right now?
We could.
Oh, God.
Is that a good idea?
Uh,
Maybe not. Okay, I'm gonna go to Twitter.
Court's
And
shaking his
then-
head, but we're doing it
Oh God, how does this stupid website? Is there no trending on
on mobile.
following? I don't know how this website works. What's that thing? Dude?
I don't know
What's
if it
Grok?
does do
I don't know.
anything anymore.
That's Twitter's AI.
Explore? What? Ew, what is this? What a shitty fucking website. Oh my God, actually, this is awful.
Oh, click search, I think.
Search? Oh, that's how you get to trending, is clicking on search?
Search.
Well, then what the hell is explore for? All right, trending.
Trending.
All right, Denji.
Denji. Oh, I know. I already read the chapter for this week. You don't want to look at that. No.
Oh,
don't,
yeah.
Don't look
Is
at
that Cum?
That's Cum.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're already off to a good start.
Okay.
To be fair, though, that's actually from the comic this
Is that-
week.
that's
from
Chainsaw?
That's Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
The chapter that published this week actually had Cum in it. So
Are you sure that's
Okay,
not
we'll
just like
we'll click on
sweat?
CSM
That's Cum.
116.
That's Cum. That's
what was the
100%
page
cum.
before that?
It was another devil with
Same.
her hand in his pants.
Oh, okay.
Where did the cum come from?
I think it came from his penis and balls collectively.
Interesting. Oh, it's like a collab. I searched the Rihanna trending one, doesn't have any porn. That's good.
I haven't used Twitter in like a year or however long it was since it's been X. I have not used
There's
it.
other trending tabs. So there's like a For You that says trending in political figures, trending in politics, and then there's a trending tab.
Then there's
which
the
just
actual
says,
trending
Actual
stuff.
trending, real trending.
I always get like Minecraft trending. Like,
all right, here's the King Charles in the trending tab. Wait, what's it?
Oh, I
King
want
Charles.
some
wait.
King Charles Rule
Trending in the United
34.
States. King Charles trending with Trisha Paytas.
I want to see
What does
some
that
King
even mean?
Charles Rule 34.
I don't know.
And there's not a lot of it. I'm disappointed.
surprising. There's no porn. of
Where's
King
all the
Charles.
King Charles Chainsaw Men
or
chapter mashups
click
for this
on
week?
maybe not top, but like
All right,
recent.
Evangelion?
Why is Evangelion trending?
Oh, that's,
There you go.
yeah, there
Well,
it is.
okay.
That's
I
pretty
mean,
awesome. I'm liking that one.
That's just gonna happen.
If you want to see what it was, go through my recent life.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's just gonna
That's-
happen.
Yeah. You know, the fact that
tight
it's been like
clothing.
that many of these. Oh God.
Also, if you-
trending brown-eyed girl. Yeah, that's
Ah!
yep, that's it.
Wait, was that it?
It's just straight up.
That one's
Yep.
explicit.
Straight up. Yeah.
And if you
That's cool.
click on latest too
MAGA Republicans
versus top, because then you get the
Oh,
bots.
This better be hot. This better be really, really good. Nope.
No.
Nope. That's too
No.
bad.
Sad.
MAGA, get your game together. Get more porn
Which
on
one?
your trending tab
No, like
on
any
X.
of them, and then click on latest instead of like top
Oh.
photos, because that's when you get all like the bots and stuff.
No.
Executive order. I hope not. I hope.
Dude, you never know. All right, let's do Tiananmen Square latest. Why is that trending?
No
results
results.
for Tiananmen Square? Then
Hmm.
why the hell is it on the trending
they're all
page?
being filtered.
That's interesting.
No, man, I hate that. I hate Twitter. It's like someone when it needed to make a UI and just instead vomited all over their keyboard and.
Oh yeah, somebody on our Discord was asking us if we've ever tried like Mastodon or any of those other.
Oh no,
Ones-
they do like the toots or whatever.
I don't know. Is that what they call them?
I think Mastodon has its whole own little ecosystem of terms that are riffs on like tweets and tweeting. And I
That's
think
how you
the
know
idea
it'll
is,
never
like,
work.
Yeah, the fact that like relies on that
Yeah.
as the reference.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's Mastodon, it's an elephant, it toots, it doesn't tweet. So it's like,
Cringe. It was
yeah, no,
Mastodon.
I've
It
never really been
cringes.
on. I've been on them and I didn't really like it. I don't like the whole idea of like Twitter anyway.
There's not enough porn on Mastodon.
yeah, more like Wait, I was gonna do a joke that wouldn't make any
I
sense.
want a
More
website where I
like masturbate. Done.
If the website can't deliver porn and smarter everyday tweets, I don't want it. I want that in the same feed. That's all I want.
Do you remember anything from last year, like the last Like we did that panel. We called it Dumb People, but it was basically just safety third on stage because it's just dumb people. Do you remember
There's not
anything?
too many people that you can put in a panel called that like wouldn't get offended. Everyone says they wouldn't get offended, but they would be like a little offended. We're actually dumb.
I know what I've got.
Exactly.
I remember I like specifically did like a little bit when I got on a stage where I just pretended like I didn't know where I was and like wandered around and I found my seat. And I think one of the comments on like, cause there's like clips of that comes out, right? So one of the clips I think someone was like, is Alan actually drunk in this?
Yes.
Yes, but also I was acting.
I would like to put on the record right now that Alan was actually completely inebriated during that panel.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
You might have been
if I was drunk
hungover.
or not. I might have been hungover. Michael Reeves gave me some kind of a pill the night before, I think.
Plan B?
I took it. I don't know what it was. He handed me. It was a little black pill, and he said it was going to help with the hangover, and I just immediately took it. Yeah.
Should I ask you what it was? It's probably just like.
It was probably just like.
Was it like a rock you found on the ground?
I think it was just like a little carbon. Like activated carbon thing, or it could have been a rock. I immediately.
It's
swallowed
kind
it.
of honestly.
He could have picked up a piece of dirt from the floor, and I still would have swallowed it.
Feed me, Michael. God damn it! Was the bar open the whole time in the Creator Lounge?
The
I think it was.
bar. Court shaking his head. Yes, so I guess it was open the entire time.
I don't remember because I was hardly up there. I was just.
It was kind of a free for all.
Yeah.
It was literally just like an open bar. Was
Yeah,
there somebody that was working it?
Yes, we had a bartender. I think legally we have to have a licensed
Yeah,
bartender.
someone has to physically hand you the drink. It can't even be dispensed by a robot without a human.
I think they had a
over.
breakdown or they gave up halfway through because I just remember
just pouring yourself,
just like opening the
whatever.
fridge and like grabbing something. Maybe they were distracted.
All bets are off in the Creator Lounge. It's like it's private enough, and because I think there are some rules when you're not charging, it gets more lax.
Right.
Like if it's in a cooler or something, then there's like rules between liquor and beer, which is things get weirder too. I really wanted to. I like this. This is my dream. I want the event to be run by like kids. I want like a 8-year-old kid as like a bartender, and I don't know legally if there's any way to do that, but like how goddamn funny would that be?
I think you can, but you still have to have an adult like do the final handoff. I bet you could have like a child bar.
What
like,
is the
mixer.
kid gonna do? Like sip a sip? Sneak a sip?
I think you could get the kid to mix the drinks, but you'd still have to have.
That's insane. Like that. What are they worried about? Are they worried about serving underage people?
I mean, I get you could probably you could do like a mechanical Turk thing where like there's an adult hiding in a box, like the bar, like the little table can have an adult inside of it, and a hand just sticks out with a glove. And then the gloved hand just like grabs a drink from one end and then puts it to the other.
It's like a Nathan Fee thing where he's trying to figure out how to employ kids.
You could like marionette, like a puppet,
like
control the kid.
Actually, I do wonder if I don't know if the adult has to be visible. Like I feel like if you did a thing where like the adult was at all times
supervising,
like supervising, but from behind like a curtain,
and there's a gun.
And there's a
so if the kid hands it to an underage person, you execute the underage bartender.
Yeah, exactly. Before. And then I think like as long as like the kid, mixes the drink, puts it into this kind of mysterious void, and then there's a conveyor belt, and then the drink comes out from the void, but there's an adult that has actually put the drink
takes it off of one conveyor belt, puts it on the other. You don't see it, but it's happening.
It's like a magic trick, like a saw box.
Yeah.
So it's like the kid's like he puts the lid over the box.
Yeah.
The adult picks it up and puts it down, and then takes the lid back off, and therefore the final like handoff.
The handoff was done by an adult.
That is so stupid, and I think it might just confuse whoever is there to arrest you enough that you get away with it. Like actually.
What if the kids want to be a bartender?
Dude, I would. That was.
They want
that, I
doesn't matter.
I have absolutely been a bartender at events. Like we used to do this like Swedish event. This whole bunch of old Swedish people. It was like a club that they started when they all moved here in the freaking 1800s. I would be the bartender. There was no liquor though, but it was just like beer and wine. But it's like like you're a kid, like you're like running a lemonade stand. Like they're not giving you any money. You're not getting paid because it's like it's a member thing that the booze is free. You're just pouring it for them.
Yeah, it's like if you want to ask a kid, do you want to like operate the ice cream machine?
Yes,
at the event?
Same
and
thing.
They're like, yeah, I definitely want it. Yeah, you just sit there like, shh.
So if there's somebody who's just checking to make sure the ID is like, if you're not selling the booze, like if it's free booze behind the scenes, like a private event. Is it still not legal to have a kid serving drinks?
I don't know.
Like, is your kid allowed to help mom and dad carry a 30 rack of Coors Light from the car to the house?
Crack it open and
Can
put
you-
it into their
yeah.
dad's mouth.
Can you open are you actually not allowed to get a beer out of the fridge for your dad and open it for him? And sneak a sip, you know?
It becomes a private versus public.
Like, I think if you own the restaurant, your kid can. There's no child labor laws anymore. It's like a family business.
Yeah. See, I think it's like a public thing is my guess. So I like I mean, I asked for half this stuff like jokingly, but like I definitely seriously, if it was possible, I was like, I really want the golf cart that we have, because we'll have like a golf cart for creators to be shuttled around. We have an ADA thing too. That wouldn't be included in this. That would be more, like an actual an adult. But for the creators, how funny would it be to have an 8-year-old kid in a tuxedo driving you around in a golf cart? I think that would be so fucking funny. Just imagine you show up and this little kid who's like, "Hello, I'm your chauffeur today," and you're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I don't know where you're gonna find those kids. 8-year-olds
Dude,
are not.
every kid. Okay.
8-year-olds are not smart or
10?
good at things.
10,
I think
11?
Even 10 is like.
You could find an 11
They could drive a little golf cart.
Yeah.
They would be stoked
They would
too.
take it so seriously.
But they would only be down for like probably an hour and then they'd get bored.
No.
You don't think?
If that was me, dude, I would have done that like easily the whole day. 4 hours. I mean,
Yeah.
How long can they work before they get tired? Just throw them a couple fruit snacks to revitalize them.
You can have like the kids play pen, and you're just like, all right, swap them out, get the new kid in there.
What happens if you feed a 11-year-old Red Bull? Sorry, everyone, that was so disrespectful of me. Oh my god, I can't. I'm so sorry, everyone. Okay, I muted my phone.
Prime Energy.
Oh yeah. Okay, kids are built for
love
this. Yeah,
Maybe
they're like
if it was
preparing,
like-
preparing them
It's
for
like
trucker
nectar.
life.
They thrive on Prime Energy.
It's like breast milk made by Logan Paul for old kids. Logan Paul's breast milk calls it Prime.
I don't know why they don't market it that way. That
I would
sounds
buy
amazing.
it. That would make sense why it tastes like shit.
Okay, work. Cord just pulled up. How long can 10-year-olds work legally in California? I think work implies they're getting paid, which I don't.
yeah, they're
I'm
not
sorry.
getting
Then
paid.
how
Yeah.
do kids in movies do it? Look at that. It looks like we've got a bunch of bullshit rules and exceptions for fucking everything. We put a GoPro on the car.
Yeah.
It's a child actor.
Let's
2 to
see.
6-year-olds, 3 hours. 6 to 9-year-old, 4 to 6 hours. 9 to 10. Dude, this. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
bro.
6 hours. Yeah, you could
Wow.
do 2 shifts and cover the entire event.
No,
then.
one kid would be able to do the entire thing if they were 9 to 16. If they were like 10 years old, you could basically do the whole event with one kid.
Huh.
Yeah, actually.
Okay. So as long as
Isn't that stupid?
as long as you're filming, this is literally a Nathan For You skit.
Yeah.
This actually, I think Nathan For You actually did this thing where it was like, well, as long as we're filming,
Yes. Was it
then
porn?
it counts as. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was. Oh, it was the he was trying to increase business at a gift shop. And so he said it was a movie where the actor is playing a role where they buy something from the gift shop. And so he had people come in and buy stuff. And then he was like, "Oh, congrats, you're going to be in this movie." And they're like, "Okay, well, can I get my money back?" And he was like,
they made
"Well, no,
them
you
use their
bought it."
own money
Yeah.
because it was like more realistic.
And so then once people start getting mad at him, he realizes he needs to really prove that it was actually a movie. And so he makes a fake review company to give an award to the movie that he makes from the footage.
Because it was okay to sell them, to make them pay for stuff as a part of the production if it was a production.
Yeah, and he had to prove that it was, and it turned out he couldn't just say it was a movie because a camera was rolling.
So then if he proved it was a movie.
Yeah.
So okay, so if we use the child labor laws
Exactly.
to make a kid drive a golf cart at Opensauce, it would have to be used for some form of production. But
Yeah.
it's like the show is already there. So you probably could include it as like it's a part of the.
Yeah, just B-roll.
Yeah, it's B-roll. Like, does it have to be like we just didn't know when we were going to get the right moment, and so we had him drive around.
There's
for
a bunch
7
of
hours straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like child extras in movies, right? They're
Yeah.
only there for a second, but they're still working.
I mean, you could do the
Yeah.
entire thing essentially as call it like a candid camera or a prank show. I think that's probably even like a whole concept that has happened at some point, having a kid like for some kind of like candid camera show.
I
So-
think if you just left a golf cart there, a kid would get in it.
If you left a golf cart in a child-sized tuxedo, you would have a child driving a golf cart in a tuxedo in like, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, that's just like entropy, you know?
That's the time, the arrow of time leads that way.
Wait, so how does, like, if prostitution's illegal then porn's okay.
Because
they're filming it.
It's a different transaction occurring.
Like an escort.
So then do you have to have proof to broadcast, or what if you just film it for a private collection? Like, dude, like that, right? That's where this goes.
I don't like where this is converging.
Yeah, has anyone thought about doing sex for money? I think if we did that, we could make $1 billion.
I don't want to have sex for money. Oh, wait, am I getting the money, or
wait, has that been an option for me this whole time?
Yeah, I think someone pays you money for to have sex with you. And I can't think of any reason
we can
why
do market
that would
research
be
right
going
now. Leave a comment down below. If you would pay us
we're
money
gonna
to have
start a
sex with
bidding
you.
war for Alan right now.
Starting at $2.
$2.
Someone start the bids at $2.
Someone's very happy
$2.10,
right now.
$2.10, $2.10. I hear 10. I hear 10.
The latest
2.10.
chapter from Chainsaw.
I hear anyone for $3, please, God,
please.
No.
But it's only a
That's
date.
halfway to a rotisserie chicken.
It's only a date to In-N-Out Burger.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're saying is there's a chance that it is possible to have a child as a bartender.
I think you could find a way. I mean, it would be like difficult. It would be Nathan for you. I think you could find a way if it was like a Nathan for you type of thing.
Every angle that could
bartender.
possibly work, though, is probably a movie angle, right? Like, is there any reason you couldn't have a kid serving actual booze on a film set?
If it was for a movie, I mean, because the thing is that if it's for a movie, then they're just gonna have the kid serve like fake alcohol, like not real alcohol. I don't know.
Remember the Hobbiton? They said they served like a low
1%.
Yeah, like 1%
beer.
beer.
Yeah.
So it was like because and you see all the time when they're just carrying these cups around and it's like fake because everything's empty, and like it adds like a little bit of realism.
Yeah, for them to actually be able to drink something.
Something, yeah. It's like, and then you naturally put your mindset like you're drinking a beer. There's a bunch of people. It's like it's a party, and you probably get a slightly more organic.
Also,
vibe.
what would the fine be?
So fine?
Yeah, say it is illegal. What if you just
pay it? Like,
yeah,
that's
just pay the
cost
fine
of having a child
the
bartender.
child tax.
Food stuff though, they might like shut things down. That's the only problem.
Well, like afterwards, they don't know until
afterwards they would never know if they didn't catch you then. Let's see, what is this? Minor serving alcohol, fine. Serving an underage youth. Oh,
$250?
What? Wait, this is serving.
This is the opposite. This is serving alcohol
children
to a minor.
Dude, like, you see how none of this makes sense? Like, that's the problem. Like, not like giving booze to minors is the problem. Why can minors not give booze to adults? Is it because they can't be a proper judge if the person's inebriated? But like, why does that matter? Like, are you not allowed to get people drunk at a private event?
I think that's the whole idea with like why you can't have like the robot bartender without a human intervening. I think there is like a judgment thing.
Okay. And kids, they say, are too stupid.
Yeah. Well, because then like if another kid goes up to the bar, maybe the kid serves another kid alcohol.
So
because kids are stupid.
So I think logically, if you had an adult supervising, it should be okay.
Yeah,
I think that might be the only way you could get
because like overall, I get what they're going for, right?
Yeah.
They don't want kids to like be bartenders,
Right.
right? They like if you
Look,
said it was okay,
I get
children
it. You
would
don't
be
want
bartenders.
a kid bartender. Look, come on.
So like I get the spirit
That's
of
why
the
it's
law.
funny.
I get the spirit of the law,
Yeah.
but this is different. There's some discretion here. It's
Right.
not like your employee. They're not.
What if you like don't allow underage people into the bar, the private bar?
I mean,
So that way you don't even have like they get checked at the door. So the only underage person that could drink is the kid who's serving it.
could you train a dog?
Maybe to like grab beers or something.
Yeah. I don't know why. I think if we're
Could a
gonna have
dog
a
get in
kid,
trouble for giving
No.
a beer to a kid?
like I
don't
think
think
a
so.
dog, because dogs can't go to jail, right?
I think no, they just shoot them. What? That's what they do.
Because I think if a dog can't go to jail, you can put a lot of responsibility on a dog, and it's kind of like
Right. What are they gonna
Free.
do? Arrest the fucking
yeah. What are they
dog?
gonna do? Shoot the
The
dog?
paws would come right out of the handcuffs.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, they shot my dog.
Oh no, they did the one thing they could do.
Core, do police shoot more people or dogs?
Oh wait, didn't we look up that they
definitely
shoot
dogs.
a shit ton of dogs every year?
I think
so. It's like 30 dogs a day. I looked this up once across
no
the United
way.
States.
That's a shit ton of dogs.
I think we've actually looked into this before.
I think there's a lot of
literally.
What did we ask? What they do with the meat or something?
Yeah. I was like,
Damn it.
why don't we cook all the dog meat that the police are making?
They shoot 10,000 dogs every year is the estimate. How many?
Wait, 10. That's actually that is actually 30 a day.
How many bullets per dog?
Wait, that can't be. Was that AI generated? That can't be fucking right.
No, they got rid of
10,000 dogs a year.
It's just like an
I believe
estimation
it.
because they don't really report it, but based on reports and like they can extrapolate, it is probably like that high.
Do a linear extrapolation.
Yeah.
I think that I would love to know how many like you know like the crime scene. It's like they tell you how many bullets the person was shot with.
Yeah.
I think there's sort of some fun statistics in these.
So people is like 3 a day.
Okay, that's
So wait, they kill 10 times more dogs than people. I guess that makes sense because it's 10 times easier legally to shoot a dog than a person, right?
they don't even count how many dogs
Order
they
of
kill. That's how
magnitude.
little shits they give.
So, okay, that means in the time that it takes to listen to this podcast, a cop somewhere in America has shot and killed a dog.
Yeah.
About like a little more than one every
yeah.
hour.
How many cats do police kill every year?
It's like 0, right? There's no way.
It's got to be at least one.
Yeah, like on a high speed chase. There's
Yeah.
a cat.
Don't get involved with that kind of shit.
Do we have any? No
I don't think
answers?
anyone even cares.
They don't care about cats. Yeah, cats aren't really aggressive. I can imagine some dogs deserve to get shot.
Yeah,
but, like,
exactly.
you come into a-
10,000 a year deserve
Yeah.
to get shot.
There might actually be 10,000 dogs here that deserve to get shot.
You do a no knock raid on a house and you bust through the door and there's a cat. It goes,
But
Bob. I don't think I've ever seen one of those videos.
I do think that a cat generally has more luck because they're smaller, right? It's harder to hit a cat than
yeah.
a dog.
Yeah, I think they're a little more agile.
They run away.
They have-
Yeah.
9 times as many lives.
Right. I think that, like, you ever seen the videos of the dogs chasing like a mailman or a person? Like,
Yeah.
I saw something the other day. There was like 3 dogs chasing a dude on top of an ATV. He's like standing on top of the ATV, like swatting at them, and they're just like they look like they would rip him apart.
They're like chasing him,
Yeah.
or is he like standing on?
Oh,
it,
they're
like,
chasing him, and then he
okay.
like climbs up on the ATV to try to like
get away
get
from
away
him?
from them. So I can understand. I feel like there's got to be probably 10,000 dogs.
I could understand like, 2 dogs, 3 dogs,
Yeah.
but like a lone dog, you could take alone. Anybody
Dude,
could take a dog.
dog would fuck you up, bro.
Also, pepper spray. I've heard pepper spray works even better than bullets.
you know how that works, right? How often are you carrying pepper spray around?
I mean,
All God
police
gave me is
always
these
have
fists.
pepper spray.
God gave me these fists and then threw a fucking dog at me. I've got to
Use
do what
your
I got to
fists,
do,
man.
Dude, I would, if I had to kill a dog, all I can think about is I would grab its face. I would like grab its neck,
Yeah.
and then I would like choke hold it. Like I think that's the only thing you could do.
I think
to a
so
dog.
too. I don't think you could choke a dog out unless it had like a collar on. You could like twist.
Then maybe I would grab its like neck skin. I feel like the neck, it's like a snake, right? Like you want to grab it from a place that it can't turn around.
Yeah.
And then what would I do after that? I would probably
Maybe you could choke it out.
I would
I don't
put
know.
it I would put it in my trunk, drive it to Arizona to the Grand Canyon, and throw it into the canyon.
Oh yeah.
So if it's
That might work.
if it's 10,000 dogs a year, and I think if a cop shoots a dog, it's probably like a medium to a large size dog,
yeah.
which
Dude.
which I've seen is probably about.
They're not
50
shooting
pounds.
chihuahuas,
Yeah.
right?
So it's
Right,
about
Cord?
50
They're not
pounds.
shooting chihuahuas.
Small,
are
white, little fluffy
So
dogs.
if we do 50 pounds
No.
times 10,000, that's 500,000 pounds of dog a year killed by cops.
Holy shit!
And I'm looking up here.
Could that feed
from,
open sauce?
how
dude,
much meat to
absolutely.
expect from an animal? General rule of thumb is that the take home weight of packaged meat is 75% of the hot carcass weight.
Okay,
So that means
I have a new question. What's
there's-
hot carcass weight?
I don't know. It's just the highlighted part here.
Is that
for
like
Google
gutted?
Search. I guess.
So-
But that means there's like 375,000
Cats.
pounds of edible dog meat.
50% meat.
50? Oh, 50? Well, 250,000 pounds
Of meat.
of edible dog meat a year.
Yeah.
Then, that cops generate that we don't eat.
Because it's
We
poisoned.
don't
with,
eat.
Yeah.
Because it's poisoned with lead.
Lead
Oh.
poisoning.
Well, they need to start changing their bullets so we can eat the dog meat.
Make them out of I don't know, steel,
What do they?
tungsten.
What do people
Oh yeah,
hunt with?
environmentally friendly.
Depleted uranium.
When you-
Depleted uranium.
When you hunt a deer, what do you use? You don't use
Lead,
lead.
I guess.
Wait, I think you could just use lead, right, to hunt.
I think.
you're not supposed to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, what the hell?
Well, your birdshot has to be steel for hunting now. That's the law.
Oh.
I think it's, or at least in some states it is.
So
maybe even
cops should
federally.
start using steel bullets so we can eat the dog meat.
Yes.
Because
I think if you were running for office, that would be my campaign. Is like, number one, we stop shooting dogs. Number two, I get that you don't want to do that, so we have to make it sustainable. We have to be able to eat the dogs. When I was a kid, I had this shitty joke about, how to fix world starvation. It was like, what if you just fed half the starving people to half the other starving people?
that makes sense.
That was like middle school.
That tracks.
Me. Like, and I think that this is we're sort of in that territory. Like, if it's going, I mean, really though.
I think it could be like government cheese. It could be like a program.
Government dog?
Yeah, government
Yeah.
dog where you get like the cops, because so much money goes into police departments.
Yeah,
And that's how you
a
can
lot.
kind of get some of it back into the community, is that the dogs that they kill have to be rendered into meat
and
that is then
sold at Walmart.
given for free to people who qualify for like food stamps or whatever,
Yes.
and they get government
I
dog
think
meat.
people would definitely start questioning police shooting dogs. I think that's what it would take to get people to
wow,
say,
why do we have so much dog meat now?
yeah.
Like, this is where I draw the line. It's the eating of the thing we killed, not the killing of it. What's the rule with lead shot having to be steel? Is it like an environmental thing?
Yeah, because
probably?
birds eat it and it's like they're super sensitive to it.
That
They
makes
pick at it like a
sense.
little seed
And
and die.
lead doesn't like decompose. Like, steel will just rust away after like a couple of years. Like,
yeah.
when we did the battle boat thing, there's this club in SoCal that does these like pneumatic BB boats.
Mhm.
And they like drive around. They're all like little World War II ships, and they shoot BBs at each other and try to sink each other's ships. Like, it's kind of like destructible, almost
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
battle
yeah.
bots for boats. And they use steel pellets or steel BBs because when they land in the water and sink,
Yeah.
they rust.
Yeah.
And they just
Nothing bad
disappear.
happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they turn, they kind of, I say,
Versus
biodegrade.
plastic, which will like float and birds will eat
And
it.
lead will just live probably forever.
Yeah.
I mean, lead literally is,
And it like accumulates too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
lead's the bottom of the pyramid of where lead comes from, right? Like, everything decays into lead.
Lead is the bottom of the.
Huh.
Yeah, all like everything that lead is above lead decays into lead. Right? Like all the radio,
Oh, radioactive
all the
stuff.
radioactive stuff. So like everything, it all
okay,
stops at lead.
When it decays,
Right.
radioactively
I know
decays.
I've gone through a lot of them, and a lot of them do turn into lead.
And so it doesn't like, I mean, lead oxidizes, but like, it just, not like steel. It just sort of sits there with a film on it.
Yeah, like white crust.
And so it just lives as lead until a bird eats it, and then it lives as leaded blood.
And then the bird gets really dumb and angry.
Angrier.
Angrier,
Angry
dumber.
bird. This is the origin of angry birds.
It's all the lead shot in the water.
Dumb.
In a lead-riddled wasteland.
Dumb,
These
angry,
birds.
bald eagle.
Dumb angry bird. This is like the lead expansion to Angry Birds.
Yeah.
Dumb angry birds.
Boomer birds.
Boomer
Boomer birds
birds.
with lead poisoning.
I feel like there actually is a lot of lead poisoning. Like, have you read like the statistics of that kind of maybe really lean towards a lot of the population, older population has like,
Yeah,
really-
like why boomers,
Developmental lead
like
poisoning.
are the way they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
like, so okay, how bad is lead? Like, do we have any idea how bad lead is?
I think it's really bad.
Yeah, but like, you're going fishing, you have a fishing weight, you like crimp it on the line, you have like a
You
little bit of
chomp it.
lead dust, you like pick your ass, and now you've got some lead in your ass. Like,
Yeah.
does that
That's probably okay.
like, how much lead, like, how is it? Is it ingesting? Is it like, if I swallow a lead pellet, is that bad? Is it like the lead is dissolved, or I don't know, like how
I think for
Oh, that's way
almost
worse.
water?
I think
Does it dissolve in water?
it's like
No,
almost
but like if it was a lead
anything,
salt.
I think
Yeah.
your body will deal with like an acute high dose of lead way better than a chronic low dose of lead. So I think the issue is like when it's in your pipes and shit,
Right.
or if like you're a kid and you just keep eating the chips on the ground, the yummy sweet chips on the ground. I think if you did it once, your body can deal with it like pretty effectively.
Like you only get a small dose from the large dose. Like
yeah, like the if it's just one big dose, there's like probably only so much that you can absorb at one time, and you know the mechanisms that your body does have to deal with it, like in your liver and your kidneys or whatever. Like it's way more effective with like dealing with one big impulse of lead versus chronically.
Definitely.
That's when it starts like bioaccumulating.
And you only like absorb a certain amount. Like, you know, if you ate lead, you would only absorb like, I don't know, like 1% of it, right? Like,
where if it's chronic, it starts getting in like your bones and shit, and then it's just kind of like it's bioactive. That's why it's a problem, right? Because
So-
like
I
it
read
will
that-
be taken into your body.
it's not lead though. It's like a lead compound then?
what?
Like what accumulates in you? Is it just straight up lead?
No, it's lead. I think if it's like a compound, it gets broken down by your body, then
Into
like
lead.
it deposits the lead atom in your body.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's why
and-
it's worse than just lead.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like
because it's like
your body should mostly
easier to
not be
distribute.
lead, and the more of it you replace with lead, the worse your life becomes.
Right.
I read that the average like adult human has like 10 milligrams of lead in their body, and that's just like the natural turnover from like eating and whatever it's in your
Right, yeah.
bones.
Is
But
that a lot?
not
Like
really.
how much smarter would we be?
Oh,
if
that
we
would be
didn't
like
have 10
like a
milligrams
grain of
lead?
sand worth in your whole body, I think.
Oh, that's not bad. But like, would I be 10 times smarter if I didn't have that in me?
No, I think for adults it does. I mean, that's like everybody has that. Just from like it's like in the soil, it's like in dust and like
Okay.
in, like you know,
Yeah,
so
inescapable.
inescapable lead. And then
I think I saw something like a really long time ago, so I don't even remember if it's real or true or whatever. But I think it was that like naturally nitrogen naturally has like a constant background like effect that makes you dumber. Like I think nitrogen naturally reduces like some kind of like neuron firing speed or something. If you replace it with another noble gas, like if you had like a gas mask and it had like 20% oxygen, but instead of like the natural 70% nitrogen,
Like
you replace it with like
helium.
helium or something, I think you could actually increase like your reaction speed and like thinking speed. I think I read
Wait,
that
that would be a
somewhere.
cool video.
Oh, like could you
Yeah.
become smarter by just breathing something other than nitrogen?
I made a mask that makes you smarter.
I think that might actually be a thing.
Wait, that's fucking cool. What else?
Well,
What other gases
that's
can
like
you put in there?
like you know the same idea of your
Argon?
body always
Argon?
having some
Yeah,
turnover
I have argon.
of lead. Like if you raised a baby in like a 100% lead free environment, I don't know, would they get healthier? Maybe, because like you're always gonna have some amount of lead, but like that's naturally you could artificially just put them somewhere where there's no lead,
right.
and then what happens?
see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know. They'll become fucking superhuman.
I feel like they might just be.
do
like,
not breathe argon through a mask.
Oh.
You will suffocate.
No, I said like
yeah, you
No,
gotta
it's
mix it with
mixed.
yeah,
oxygen.
the atmosphere of the earth is naturally mostly nitrogen. There's like 20% oxygen that'll let you like not die. So you do the same mix, but with a
Oh, the argon is heavier than oxygen.
well, it's still a mix.
Can I breathe argon in my ass?
Anyways, it doesn't have to be argon. We can make it some other noble gas. You can
Okay,
breathe it
so
in
we
your
can breathe
ass.
argon in our ass.
Yeah.
Imagine farting argon. Wait, have we talked about the experiment of farting helium to see if it makes your farts higher pitch?
I think so.
Have we done
I
that?
don't know if it would, because I think
Why would it not?
Didn't
It would have to, right?
wasn't it Cody's lab or someone
Oh.
like not
Cody's
not,
lab definitely would do that experiment.
not in his ass, but it was with like a guitar, like an acoustic instrument.
Mm.
Oh,
And they
filled
tried
it?
filling it with helium to see if it changed the tone at all. I don't think it did.
Wait, could you know how you could like swallow air? Could you just do that with helium? Just,
In your stomach.
yeah,
burp,
and then
burp
hold
it?
no, you don't burp
Oh.
it. You hold it in until it works. Would it work its way down?
Oh yeah,
Huh.
yeah. I think you swallow most of your farts, right? Like that's where the air comes from.
Yeah, I think so. So you could do the same thing with sulfur hexafluoride, and then you could have like
A
the
really
nastiest,
boomy-
rippiest farts.
The
ever.
actual the real
fart.
brown note.
Yeah.
Dude, I like. Oh man, I think the problem with these ideas is there's a high
The ideas
likelihood.
themselves.
Well, it's like high likelihood of not working at all, and
Yeah.
then you end up with this project that you kind of invested like too much time in, and it has no payoff, and it's I don't know. I mean, I guess that's how it works, right? You try something and it doesn't work, but then
It's
you
one of
know.
those projects where even if you do it, you can't tell anybody about it.
No, you
Like throwing
coward.
a wire over a power line.
Oh yes, have you ever done that? Has that ever?
No.
I would
I really
boof
want to,
helium.
though.
I would boof helium for a video.
See if
Yeah.
it turns into a squeaker.
Yeah, I could do that.
How do you tell that from a normal squeaker though?
Statistics. You just gotta do it a
Okay, so
couple.
yeah, that's true.
You got to do a whole thing.
Yeah, the standard deviation in fart pitch is. I'm sure it either is going to be really obvious that it works, or it doesn't work at all.
If you're not sure that it works, then I think the answer is that it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Like if you let it rip and you're like, oh, was that normal or was it? I think it means it didn't.
I think you're pretty tuned into your own farts.
Yeah.
I think the gas mask idea, the gas mask that makes you smarter, is interesting though. Like if there is
like for gaming, like you're playing like Counter-Strike or something, you're like, I need to become a 10 milliseconds faster.
What would you do like an aim trainer or like a multiplication table, like that fourth grade
just
thing?
Oh, like memory or something.
Yeah, like just seeing how fast you can, complete like simple tasks, like a task that you know how to do, but still each one takes like, a tenth of a second, like a multiplication table, like you probably is like a tenth of a second, right?
Oh, for like
single
going
digits?
through the,
Like 8 times 8,
and just like
64.
rote memory.
Yeah. So you're really kind of just memorizing this times this.
Yeah.
And you're recalling it. I feel like that might work.
And then you start looking at like stock market graphs and you start picking stocks and you do way worse than normal.
And you're like, I lost. And after 12 hours, I had gained over negative $100,000.
It turns out like it didn't make you smarter. It just made you faster. So you just made more bad decisions.
You start clicking faster than the computer can register. Like, okay, so you would put some sort of noble gas.
Yeah, other than nitrogen. And other than, I guess, any of the other noble gases that are bad for you, I guess.
What's next to nitrogen?
Like on the periodic table?
Oxygen.
I don't actually know. Replacing nitrogen in air. I
mean, scuba divers do this.
Yeah, what do they use?
They still use
argon?
nitrogen.
It's like trimix, like oxygen, helium, argon, or is it nitrogen? Because I know there's a thing that when you scuba dive, it's called nitrogen narcosis.
Right. So they do like a mix that prevents that when they go diving?
Yeah, because I guess if you do have like a lot of nitrogen in your gas mask and you go down really deep, it like increases the nitrogen.
So wouldn't it would be
partial pressure in your blood?
That's already a thing that
more?
you can just get from like a scuba like shop or whatever. So this would actually be really easy to test because they already have a mix that doesn't have nitrogen.
That would be a good starter. Yeah. So you would start with that. Wait, you're saying it has no nitrogen?
Yeah, look up trimix. Or
Chex Mix?
or
look up Chex Mix
or
after.
Heliox.
Trimix breathing gas.
Okay, trimix is breathing gas.
Oh,
consisting
helium
of
and
oxygen,
nitrogen.
Okay, what
nitrogen.
about
But you could start with that, right? Because I think
ox-
that's like a good progression. Is like
Yeah,
you start
see
with-
Heliox.
if there's any difference.
to reduce the narcotic effect from breathing? The helium is intended as a substitute for some of the nitrogen.
So I think that nitrogen naturally has a constant narcotic effect on your brain.
What?
But your body is like designed for that. But if you remove it, I think it makes
You
your
go like
brain
a
actually
hypo-
operate better.
Wait,
Overclocking.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I think it's overclocking your brain.
Yeah,
I don't fucking remember where I
There's
read
only
this.
one way to find out on today's episode of Am I Gonna Fucking Die? Dude, we should totally. This is a great video idea.
to just become better at video games.
Yeah.
You would have to get it made by like a welding shop or a dive shop though.
No.
Just do it yourself.
How are you gonna meter
I don't
it?
know. What if we just asked Nigel to figure
We
it
could
out?
you could totally do this with
I would not do
Pure
this unless it
oxygen
was
is actually
metered.
bad for you. You don't want to do pure oxygen. Pure oxygen is going to do way worse things for you than a proper mix. That's
Yeah.
also why they don't do pure oxygen for scuba diving.
Yeah, it actually like
unlocks too much of your brain.
The oxygen is like the
it
fact
like destroys your nervous system. Or
yeah,
something.
so like oxygen, the reason why it's like so good biologically is because it's so active. But the problem is, if you have too much oxygen, then you get a lot of like free radicals, like
you have, like,
oxygens
seizures.
that will react with things that you do. Like it will burn you. Like it will actually burn your lungs if you're breathing in like pure oxygen because it's too reactive at 100%.
Okay.
Like your body is supposed to deal with 20% oxygen in the atmosphere. If you go above that, yeah, acute oxygen poisoning. You can actually like not overclock. The opposite of overclocking.
You like overclock too much.
Actually, that would be kind of fucking funny if we were talking like structure of a video. If the first thing you tried was 100% oxygen, and you quickly realized like this is making me much worse at video games.
I mean, I think it would make you better for a while.
Would it-
like
would it
I
hurt?
think you have to breathe it for a while.
Yeah, what happens? Because your lungs just don't catch on fire.
Well,
like.
its symptoms include fluid in the lungs, hyperventilation. Like it's not
For how long? Though?
Yeah, because people they do get put on 100% pure oxygen.
For short
But
durations.
that's like if they have like breathing problems, they already have like lower like it's to
It's getting mixed
counteract-
with fluid as it goes into the lungs.
It's like to counteract lower.
There's so much
oxygen absorption already.
carbon dioxide sitting in their lungs that it like just dilutes it.
Yeah.
Slightly. Fluid.
Oh wait, so Gemini and Apollo programs 100% pure oxygen at reduced pressure for up to 2 weeks, no problems.
Oh, so it's just like a
Like it couldn't be
density thing?
one atmosphere.
It might be
And
when
it's
it's like
mixing with the CO2.
pressurized when you're diving or something.
Okay, so then collapse alveoli. That's the little compartments.
little
yeah.
things.
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
Headache, dizziness. How long does that take though? Like, wait, where's the frogs? I see the word frogs.
Man, I love frogs.
Oh, can we make
Full range
frogs
oxygen
really
gas system.
smart? Can we overclock frogs?
Wait, what if do you think you could make the balloon from Shrek, or was that a bird? Or was that a frog?
What balloon?
They
from
inflate-
Shrek? I don't
Yeah, they, like-
remember the balloon.
They
from
inflate.
Shrek.
They like inflate a frog.
Oh, you like blow into
I
it?
don't remember that scene.
I'm just saying that could be like a little like tangent in the video.
I don't remember the Shrek inflation scene.
no,
No.
there's definitely a Shrek inflation.
Was that about the 34-minute mark? So
I think
everyone at
so.
home, if you want to look up Shrek inflation R34, then I think that will be
Yeah.
the scene of the Shrek inflating.
Okay, Google, what is Shrek inflation rule 34?
I know how to inflate a frog.
Wait, look up the Shrek balloon. I swear to God, this is real.
Shrek balloon.
I'm gonna be so
Shrek
embarrassed.
Don't look up Shrek inflation. Why are you looking up Shrek
Cord,
inflation?
bro, your fingers are odd. You gotta. Whoa.
Freudian slip.
Yeah, that's not even a Google thing. That's just straight up. Yeah, look at this. They're like outside by the tree.
Wow,
We
it's
got
a
the
shame
ads.
that we're not going to
There's
be able to
appliance
show
repair.
anybody this. Oh,
Oh,
no, I don't
wow.
like where this scene is going. Oh, okay, donkey's there. It's
donkey.
okay.
Okay. Wow, I didn't realize how big Shrek was.
Shrek's huge.
He's enormous. Get Shrek. Yeah. I think we're going in the right direction.
All right, so Donkey
Yeah,
is on the ground and Shrek is with Fiona. They're all walking together.
There's a bunch of flies.
There's a spider. Oh, this is like when they're on like
Yes.
Oh, my God!
He inflated a frog.
Just French kisses a frog and then blows.
Oh,
Oh, and she does the same thing to
she
a
does that?
snake. And then she makes the snake into a balloon animal dog.
Dude, I remember. I knew I wasn't crazy.
The worst part about that is it shouldn't float because they're breathing it. That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe he breathes helium mixed with oxygen.
This-
Maybe that's
yeah.
why Shrek's so freaking smart.
Yeah, I guess we don't know the exact ogre biology. Maybe they breathe out helium.
Okay, so that's maybe a video and a short. So the video would be does it make you smarter, and the short would be the frog balloon.
Well, so
Can
if you
actually make a frog
if you
balloon?
get a frog and
Making
you
the
put it in
frog
like a
balloon
From
pressure
Shrek making
chamber,
a frog balloon from Shrek.
it's like why you get the
Yes,
bends.
the most famous Shrek scene is when he makes a frog balloon.
If you took a frog with you deep sea diving and it was like breathing all the gases, and then it's like why you get the bends, so you like let the frog just go back up to the surface, and then the gases start coming out,
It would inflate.
and it would inflate.
But I think it would I think the problem with that is it would inflate in the worst way possible. It would be like a chicharrone, right?
foam.
Yeah.
It'd be like throwing the
foam.
frog in a deep fryer. Like the skin would
It is.
explode.
His fucking blood becomes carbonated.
Wait, could you like pressurize like a steak up to like thousands of psi, and then like quickly release the pressure with the steak like tenderized?
I've never seen it, but I bet Action Lab has tried to do something like that. That's my guess.
I feel like something would happen to the steak that would be bad.
Yeah.
Like if you put a steak under that much pressure, it would absolutely get in between the fibers of the steak, and then releasing it, I think the pressure would be maybe so enormous on the inside that it would basically blow up.
I think that's
Yeah.
just demonstrating the bends. I think you would just
Yeah, yeah.
literally be demonstrating.
It's like if you
an
once you
insane case of the
freeze a
bends.
banana, right? You can't thaw it out because it's gonna melt.
Yeah.
Like destroys it at a cellular level.
Right. I think the hard part would be the releasing the pressure that quickly would also be pretty destructive. So like if you had like a pressure cooker with like a quick release, it would like that blows the lid off or something.
Oh yeah.
Like I think that process in itself would be pretty violent.
yeah.
And so it'd be hard to tell like did the steak explode or was it like the pressure
Oh
cooker.
yeah.
I think it would be pretty violent. Though.
It's like you just drill a little hole in the side of the container, and the steak just gets like extremely.
Yeah, it would be like,
like
it's little like scraps of meat shaking out of the
Steak
side.
paste, steak string.
Dog meat. Dude, we could do so many experiments if we had unlimited dog meat.
If we had a quarter billion pounds of dog, or no, 250,000 pounds of dog meat.
I want to try breathing xenon.
What's that? Yeah.
It's the opposite. It gets you like high.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
Like
I don't
mixture?
think they actually understand how it works.
Is that a noble gas?
Yeah.
Where is that? Is that at the bottom or middle?
I think it's pretty far down.
I guess it looks like it could be an anesthetic.
Yeah.
Hypertension.
How does it
nausea,
do that if
vomiting.
it's a noble gas?
It's the right shape, I guess. I don't really
People don't even know how anesthetics work still.
Yeah.
Like nervous system things, they don't make any sense and nobody knows how it fucking
It's
works.
like some wizard shit, you know?
Yeah, it's wizard shit. Like actually, like laughing gas, like nobody actually knows the actual
Nobody knows why it's so
biological,
funny.
physical
Why
mechanism.
is it so funny?
Why is it so funny? Nobody knows. There's like
Mm.
theories, like ideas, and there's research, but there's actually not a single mechanism that is known for like why does laughing gas act as a. And I think actual anesthetics are the same way.
Part of me feels like the process of approving a chemical for medical use is a lot different than the process of trying to discover why it works. Like the medical process is like safety oriented. Like, is it safe? Does it work? Is it like a good product?
Mm-hmm.
And that does not answer the question of why it works, and nobody cares. Like, it doesn't make sense to spend $10 billion figuring out why nitrous oxide makes you laugh, but it is worth spending $10 billion to approve it as an anesthetic. To turn it into whipped cream. What do you call that? Whipped cream fluffer? Whipped cream whipper?
Whipped cream
It's not
chargers.
carbonating it. Charger.
Fluffer.
That's like
Fluffer.
So if anyone wants to look that up at home, look up Shrek inflation R34 fluffer.
Okay, Google search Shrek inflation R34 fluffer.
I think a lot of it too is a lot of those things are just like older. They were well known before there was like rules.
Right.
So like
Helicopter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like the over-the-counter drugs that we have right now, like acetaminophen or ibuprofen, if they were discovered today, they would never be allowed to go over the counter.
Right.
The only reason that they are is because they're so old and well known, and like it's established, like people do it. But like that's what I think that's one of the leading causes of liver failure in the U.S. is actually overdosing on like acetaminophen.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's ibuprofen?
I think that's. I always forget the brand names. I only remember the chemical.
It's
names.
Tylenol.
Which one's acetaminophen? Is it Tylenol?
That's like the big one. Yeah.
It's Tylenol. So it's like that's why like if the drug happened now, people would be like, this is crazy.
It would
bad
be too
for you. It's
easy.
insane. Everyone's gonna wreck their livers. But it's so old that no one really cares, even though it's still true that like people destroy their livers accidentally.
Why isn't
Vicodin
Vicodin the new over-the-counter painkiller?
I think they tried that with opioids and it didn't go well.
What would be the replacement then? Like, because ibuprofen is kind of, it's not, is that?
Yeah, taking too much acetaminophen is the leading cause of acute liver failure in the United States.
Wow.
So
that is Tylenol.
Yeah, so it's Tylenol, and it's like that's just because it's really easy to take too much of it. And if you take too much of it, it just fucks up your liver.
It's very like, I think it's almost like the propaganda behind like marijuana when we were kids versus the propaganda behind alcohol. Like it's none of them are actually better than the other one. It's just the social construct of this is normal. No one makes a big deal out of this because they're so numb to it that even the hospital will tell you to go home and take it instead of prescribing you something that might actually be safer.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine if it was like for communion, instead of like a sip of wine, it was like the guy like blows fucking marijuana smoke in your mouth.
Pastafarian. Rastafarian.
Amen.
It's
what a weird honestly, I think everything we take for granted is kind of like that. Like, people are just numb to things.
Yeah, like things that are like invented now versus things that have been around for like 100 years.
Like, we can't have good things now because approving it is a liability, but something that's actually a larger liability is okay because it's not a liability because no one made the decision because it's always been here.
Yeah.
So it's like people are blind to it. Like this has always existed, so it can't possibly be bad. But if you make something that causes a problem, you are very bad.
Yeah, it's been sort of accepted. I mean, there's even like there's a really fucking weird feedback loop for some of this too, with just like just human brains. Before there was antidepressant medications, like the very first one that came out was just like lithium treatment, and it was
pass you a couple coins all batteries.
yeah, just suck on them. It was like this huge like cultural like shift in like, oh, you can actually take a pill that will make you less sad, that had never existed before. And so like once other antidepressant medications started being developed, the problem is over the next few decades, so we're talking like, I don't know when lithium was, maybe like 50, 60 years ago, like over the next few decades, what started happening was these drugs, when they go into trials, they're always tested against placebo, right? So you have part of the trials, people are taking sugar pills, they don't do anything, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times placebo effect can be pretty strong because just the act of taking the pill and believing it'll work does stuff.
Yeah.
People didn't used to think you could take a pill and it would make you less depressed. So placebo effect was like pretty low. Over the next few decades, once the idea started becoming more and more like accepted, nowadays the placebo effect for antidepressants specifically is so strong, almost it's very difficult for drugs that like 50 years ago would have been like, oh yeah, this for sure works. Now they can't get past placebo effect because if you just take a pill, you sort of are like, oh yeah, this pill is going to make me feel less sad.
It's like, you know,
and
that
you just feel less sad.
That pills can make you feel less sad.
That's bizarre.
So like the amount of like new antidepressants like of a few decades ago versus now that actually pass placebo trials is much lower.
I feel like
placebo effect has measurably increased over time for antidepressants.
That's probably why, like, I feel like maybe it's like a very religious thing too. Like people just like some semblance of a solution or an explanation or something that will provide them security.
Yeah.
And it kind of like, it makes sense of just like, here is an answer to your problem. And they don't necessarily need it. It's just like the comfort of knowing that you're like safe, that like someone else has a solution for you.
Yeah. Like,
and you're like, oh, I'll take the solution.
Doing confession or I've never gone to fucking church, so I don't know how it works, but I assume that's how it works.
Like, I mean, otherwise, you know, it's like why would people make a lot of these decisions if it doesn't have like a measurable impact on them, which is like, that's placebo.
Yeah.
Sorry, religious. Anyone who's religious to this, but I think we might have just figured out that not saying you're right or wrong, but I think it might be a very large placebo effect.
Which I think is just that's God. That's God doing it.
This is ways.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that makes sense, right? Like it sort of makes you feel like you're doing something right, and because that's what your whole life is basically a struggle, right? Like you have to like learn and go to school, and like that's a struggle, right? You got to like figure things out. Like you want to do things that are easy, but instead you got to pass your test. You got to like you have to do it. Like I remember like going to school is like the most stressful thing, like having to do tests and assignments and finals and shit. Like college was probably one of the most stressful parts of my life until Opensauce. And you like anytime someone can just come to you and be like, hey, I have this thing that will just help you do this. Even maybe if it doesn't actually fully do it, it feels like you're trying something.
Right. I mean, it's weird, right? Because, you know, in one sense you can say that like objectively there's no mechanism of action that physically makes you feel better. But if you look at it from like a larger, higher up systems perspective, there kind of is. The mechanism of action is like the whole like religious ritual group, but like
it's hope, right?
Yeah, it's if you go out a little more, then you can say like, well, it does actually work through like almost a meta mechanism.
Yeah.
Right?
Like on the macro
prayer,
level.
right?
Yeah.
Like why like, you know, you see those studies of like for religious people who pray, they can I think what is it, like recover from surgery or something faster. But the problem is it doesn't mean prayer works, because if you make a non-religious person pray, it doesn't actually help.
It's 100% psychological, and like it's almost like a therapist has rewired
that's because
their
God
brain.
knows that you're not religious.
It's like believing in it only works because you've convinced yourself that there's hope. Like imagine like you get cancer, right? Do you want the doctor to tell you it's incurable?
Yes.
Okay, Kevin, you get cancer.
Alan, it's just like a little spot on your skin. Like
We're gonna have to remove your whole penis. You have penis cancer.
Can you remove more of my body? Can you remove everything below the
Can you
neck,
remove
please?
the left hemisphere of my brain? I want to see what happens.
and the right hemisphere?
hemisphere of my brain, and then add me to the dog meat pile. I know what I've got.
No one will ever notice. Just throw me in the cops.
The government dog meat, the government meat pile. I think that's interesting though, because like placebo is sort of like seen as like a joke, but I do think it would be maybe like more of like a therapy or like a psychology trick where you're tricking someone into believing there's more hope than there actually is, and that is enough to get them just going forwards and not dwelling on it. Like instead of just like giving up and be like, well, I'm just I mean, you're like a movie where you get stabbed and the person's like, I'm just gonna bleed out and die here. Like, what am I gonna do? Like they stop struggling, right? Like they're just, I'm gonna live out the last 30 seconds of my life, like pass me a cigarette. And I kind of feel like that's what it is. It's like you believe there's a chance. So you don't give up.
Like that's
but like how do you fight it? You can't just you can't like just tell your immune system, can you just like take care of that? You can't manifest your cancer.
But it's
away.
almost like your brain maybe
though.
feels like less pain. Like you worry about it less,
Can
right?
you?
Like it's the same. Like imagine if you were like walking into Chernobyl and you did not know what radiation is. Like like the what's
can't touch me.
what's
I
the
don't
one?
know enough for it to affect me.
Yeah.
There's the heater story, right, where they found like the warm pods.
Yeah.
Like you find this warm pod and you're like, this is really nice. That's like the placebo effect. You walk in there and you know that it's the most dangerous thing you could sit next to. You're gonna be horrified sitting next to it, but for them, because they're ignorant to it,
The radiation is still destroying their cells though.
but they don't know that. And that's what I think it is. Like the placebo, they don't actually know that nothing's happening. They just feel the comfort of feeling like something's happening. Right? Like it's just sort of where your head is. And I think that there's if they're oblivious to it, like you can almost trick them, like, here's this placebo, it might have an effect. And they're like, yeah, it might have an effect. Like I did something, like something changed. And so maybe I feel better. Like I think I feel better. Like I did a thing that should make me feel better. Like they believe in it.
But welcome to like every cult or like self-help movement or like I mean religion too. I think that's my opinion, but like it's all kind of the same thing. It's like life is suffering.
Yes.
I need something to make it less suffering. Here's a thing, and all we need is a little bit of money.
Arby's made me not suffer, and then they raised the price, and now I can't afford my medicine.
Do you think you could control your immune system? Like, could you will it to do whatever you want?
I think you could very easily.
Is there a function you could call like
I think
void destroy cancer?
I think the issue is like
it's in there somewhere. You
I
just
think
gotta
you can
find
make
out
your
what it
immune
is.
system worse. Psychologically,
you can make it worse. Making it better is hard because I think one of like the things that makes the placebo effect so effective is the not knowing. Like like I think it does do something. You could literally give someone like a sugar pill and tell them, this is a sugar pill. It's a placebo. It has no functional effect on your body, but I'm giving you this now and you'll feel better once you take it. And it probably would, but versus them giving you a pill and just not telling you what it does at all and saying, there's a chance this could cure you. I think that's so much stronger. So like part of it is like almost the not knowing. Yeah, kind of.
You have to trust who it's coming from and be ignorant of how it works.
Yeah.
I think that like you can definitely measure, like stress is known to be bad for you, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if a placebo just made you less stressed. And all of a sudden you fell asleep at night.
And even though the pill literally is just chalk, it does nothing.
It's actually literally a piece of like weird dried white dog shit.
Yeah.
Next to the meat pile.
And then the funny thing is, even if you found out, I think a lot of people would just be like, that dog is magic.
Yeah.
Like
I'm gonna eat its shit. We're gonna eat this dog's shit.
Like there's something special about the dog. That's why it works.
Magical dog shit, bro. Give me a cup. Give me a big gulp.
I'm gonna sleep so good tonight.
I mean, that makes sense to me, right? Like, I feel like if you believe in something and it potentially makes you less worried or less stressed, like, I'm sure it's much more complicated than that, but like, it seems like a pretty obvious path to how a placebo could work in some situations.
Is like largely like a stress thing.
Like stress. I mean, I think that totally just stress alone is probably one answer.
Really bad for you.
Yeah, like really. Like I when I was, have been very stressed recently, like I literally become less healthy.
Yeah.
Like I almost felt like I had like pneumonia or something, where I was just like coughing. Like I was always like, it was just, I'd wake up in the morning and just have like major like chest congestion, which I never get. And I was staying up till
you weren't
like,
sleeping good.
I was not
either.
sleeping good. I was sleeping like 4 to 6 hours a night, having to like, you know, stay up late, and just like there was a couple nights I straight up just didn't go to bed trying to finish shit. And it literally made me like sick. Like I was not sick, but my body was like falling apart.
Yeah.
Like actually. And I cannot imagine in any world that something that made me feel like I was going to sleep better actually made me sleep better and actually made me feel better the next day.
Now imagine that someone offers you a pill.
Yeah.
And you don't care how the pill works, but yeah, it's like,
What does it do?
That's $1,000.
That was a gas station dick pill.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'd make fun of you, but that is literally what I did with Michael. He's like, do you have more? I don't know what that was. Can I have more of it though?
That was good. I didn't even taste it. Give me more. I feel better already, Michael. Thank you. Can I grind the next one up and snort it? Is grinding up Tylenol safer than swallowing it whole if I snort it and grind it?
Way worse.
I wish Google AI was still alive.
Did they get rid of it entirely? Did they
I think
nuke the whole
so.
thing?
I think they realized giving results telling people to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge was bad.
Why though?
Because they're cowards.
Help is that should tell you everything you need to know. Googling snorting Tylenol gives you the help.
Maybe
is
just do
available.
like a
Wow.
type 5th grade science experiment after.
It's gonna fucking call your parents. It's gonna automatically call. Nope.
Not any great matches.
Actually,
Wow.
it did give you.
Oh, there we go.
Hey,
Found it.
Intranasal acetaminophen.
Yep.
Abuse.
Wait, cocaine.
Wow, does that
Intranasal
get you high?
acetaminophen.
Oh, no,
abuse
in other
and
countries
nasal
they have codeine
perinatal
in acetaminophen.
laryngeal damage.
But not in America.
No.
A young adult female originally presented with necrosis of the nasal cavity, mucosa, and
God.
septum after sniffing crushed acetaminophen. Okay, well maybe we don't do that. She underwent endoscopic sinus surgery and debridement, but dude, there's so many words in here I don't even begin.
Was she just trying to get high, or was it?
Yeah,
just
it looks like she was taking the hydrocodone acetaminophen, like painkiller.
Okay, so she was trying to get high, and then her fucking nasal cavity died, like necrosis, like dead.
Yeah, rotted.
So maybe she did it
Actual
enough that it actually
rot.
like worked.
God.
Yeah, don't do that. It's not a good 5th grade science experiment.
There's too many variables in that. We need to try it again. But with
Cocaine
just
5th grade
Tylenol.
science experiment card.
Oh, I need something for my stomach.
Easy science experiments for kids.
A YouTube result.
I bet. Oh, Coke and Mentos.
Oh,
Cocaine.
no.
Coke.
Okay, methamphetamine.
Oh, the AI is too smart.
Methamphetamine 5th grade science experiment.
Oh, okay. Exact match.
Okay, state-of-the-art cocaine addiction science lab. Science curriculum for high school teachers. What is that?
Oh, this is the guide.
Cocainepdguide.pdf. What is this? A state-of-the-art cocaine addiction science lab.
Do they just get to do cocaine?
What?
Science curriculum for high school teachers. They let the high school teachers. I think if you're a teacher in America for any grade level,
You should do cocaine for free.
you should be allowed to do cocaine for free.
In the teacher's lounge,
Yeah.
they should have like a jar
I think
Yeah.
they
and a
should
little
have.
spoon or whatever. I actually don't know how cocaine works.
I think it should be government cocaine. I think every time there's a drug bust,
there's a pile of meat, a pile of
Oh, yeah.
cocaine, a
and
pile
it
of
should be
cheese.
for teachers,
For teachers.
and they're immune
Yes.
to all drug laws, and they
Yes.
should just be allowed.
It's
to
like
do
the
it.
lotteries
Yes.
for teachers.
If
The
they
schools get the money, they should also get the drugs.
yes, they get tested for drugs, and if they don't have any in their system, they get fired.
like the school district, right? Like the same whatever place the property taxes go towards that school, that same place. If there's drug bust, those drugs go directly to the school.
Yeah.
That school.
I like this.
And
So
also all the dogs that
meat.
get killed in
And the
that
dog
area.
dude, wait, imagine how much money we could save on school lunches.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think the cops and the school should work more closely together.
Yeah,
I
there's-
think police and education is like a natural fit.
There's a lot of waste going on. If you want to waste money, you can buy a ticket to Opensauce at opensauce.com. I'm just kidding. It's not a waste of money. It's the best money you'll ever
Didn't
spend.
the event already happen? I don't know when this.
Corey,
when
did
this
the event already
podcast
happen? No, I don't think it happened.
Not yet.
You have 1 week to get tickets.
You
Alright,
have
this is
1
okay.
week to get
Okay.
tickets. Like actually, you have 1 week to get tickets. Well, no, that's not true. So I think we're gonna get really close to selling out. So you really should buy your tickets now. We have more tickets than we did last year because our venue is bigger, but I still would not risk it for the biscuit. You got to buy your tickets now. Do it. Opensauce, the coolest fucking shit you'll ever see. I actually think that like one of the mistakes that we made in general was not like filming enough of the event. Like we filmed a lot of like intermediary stuff, but we don't have a lot of like what is the total vibe of the event. And it's the hardest part is to show people that this event is the coolest thing they'll ever go to.
Right. Yeah.
Like you can see videos of it and you can see this and like it looks like a convention. It looks like other stuff, but like it's really hard to capture the vibe of actually being there. You know, it's like showing someone a picture of food and you're trying to imagine like, oh, I wonder what that tastes like. Like it's probably a lot better to eat it than to look at it.
I'm so hungry right now.
And I'm so hungry and horny. Only if there was a restaurant that could take care of both.
It was
of those
great
things.
last year. It was just like a party, hanging out with all my friends, YouTubers.
Yeah, it's the best event that I have ever been to. I did not even get to experience that much of it, but like going to VidCon, you basically got to like from the creator side of things, you got to just see other creators. Like VidCon itself kind of sucks, like the actual event.
Yeah.
And then going to Maker Faire was always really fun, but it was always missing something. Like Maker Faire was like the coolest county fair you've ever been to.
Yeah.
But it was just like missing that thing that made you want to stay there all day.
Yeah. No, and with Opensauce, I straight up didn't want it to end. I'm like, we should just like incorporate this as a town.
Yeah.
We could live like this forever.
Opensauce town.
I know. You'd probably hate it after like 3 weeks.
Well, make it go 3 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weekends.
I feel
one
like 2
weekend.
days isn't enough.
2 days is not enough. 3 weeks, you would want to die. So you can buy your Opensauce tickets right now. VIP is already sold out. If you want to get any, I'm trying to think like if the premium, you get merch with premium. We have merch on site. Like if you want to meet creators, that's basically the premium ticket. Like you get a guaranteed meet and greet for 40 minutes, plus pictures with a creator of your choice. Some creators aren't participating, but you'll get somebody that you want to meet with, and you get into the event early, an hour early, which honestly will save you a bunch of time because like there is a line. We have security, there's metal detectors. Like it takes a second to get into the event. Last year, it took a little bit too long. We have actually like the metal detectors this year are insane. Apparently, they can at their maximum throughput scan 2,500 people an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have a whole security plan to try to like optimize the speed.
Does it feel warm when you walk through them?
It must. Like the only way that works is
only if you've got
like,
metal on you.
Yeah.
They're like weapon detectors.
The weapons just like melt.
Yeah.
They fall out of your pants.
It's less of a detector and more of an annihilator.
Yeah, so actually, anyone can go through because you're guaranteed to just lose all your weapons.
What are those? The ionizing radiation sterilizers? It's like that.
Oh yeah.
It just everything that walks through immediately dies, including your weapons. So don't bring any knives and shit this year. You basically general admission. You get in at the general admission time. You walk in, you walk around the event. There's like over 400 exhibits. Like we're somewhere between. I think we're basically, I would say like 500 exhibits. I don't know the exact count right now. I'm laying it out.
That is insane.
That's a ton.
I took screenshots of the exhibits to like try to put them all, and I only got through. I filled up an entire frame of video. And it was like not even a quarter of them. That really made me realize like, holy shit, this is a lot of exhibits.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of people coming to show off their projects. And every single booth has been, like they've all been approved. We go through the application. So like everything is legit. Like these are cool projects. It's like stuff you've seen on YouTube too. Like I think Excessive Overkill is the channel name, who built the tracking airsoft gun.
Oh yeah. That one popped
he's exhibiting. Yeah, he's exhibiting. He's bringing it as an
cool.
exhibit. There's this like machine gun Gatling gun that you've probably seen on YouTube. There's a bunch of Nerf stuff, like and a lot of like small like up and coming channels too that like might be featured creators in future years. And so if you want to see any of that stuff, if you want to meet people who are super into this and if you're like an aspiring creator, like this is definitely the event to go to.
If you
like
spend
100%.
like only 1 minute on per booth, it'll take you like 10 hours.
You won't be able to see the whole event. I actually think you will not be able to see the whole event.
Wow.
It'll be impossible. Like it's too many things. It's way too many things. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And there's more creators this year too. So like Veritasium's coming.
Ooh, Derek.
Derek couldn't get Derek to come last year because he's like, I don't know, he's busy. Also, he's Derek, but he's coming this year. Thanks, Derek. I know you're listening. He doesn't listen to this shit. And basically everybody else is last year saying like Colin Furs, Mark Rober.
I can't believe Mark Rober's coming again.
I know.
I'm not doing the chat with him this time, am I?
No, he didn't want to do that ever again. He's doing a science show though, so he and Science Bob are going to do an hour-long stage show doing cool science demos. And you have a science show. I'm also doing a science show. We have the backyards meeting of the yard. So it's Kevin is running a science show, and his helpers are the Yard podcast.
My minions.
I'm like, what's the like worst group of people to help with a science show? It's the Yard. All right, Kevin, good luck. I honestly think it's gonna be really, really, really funny.
That's cool.
Like just a bunch of, I mean, you know exactly what it is. It's not gonna be a good science show. It's gonna be a science show. So yeah, you get your tickets at opensauce.com, and we'll see you in a week. Holy shit. Thank you to everybody on Patreon too. I mean, thank them. If you want to support us on Patreon, if you don't want to go to Opensauce or you can't go, you can support us on Patreon. Thank you to everybody who does. That's the only reason this podcast comes out. Is how we pay the bills. Literally, that's actually we spend all our money paying people to. That's how Cord gets paid.
Do you want Cord to be homeless?
Do you want Cord to be homeless?
Do you want me to be homeless?
Do you want me to be homeless? Do you want me to live under a bridge sucking dick for rent? I'll do it.
I think there's some people who would want that actually.
Okay, can we cut that out then?